I killed the thing I loved the most. Oh my god, you killed a hooker! Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Oodles, and I'm the daddy. Joining me today, the Peter Kay tribute act of podcasting, it's Gadget.
Garlic bread? can't remember what Peter Kay sounds like.
that kind of like that. Also, the Gary Busey buttered sausage of podcasting, it's Stig.
Buttered sausage. What is
Buttered
it doing?
sausage.
Where is it coming from?
Also, the sex line call centre worker of podcasting, it's Candy.
Oh, fucking brilliant. Not even a D-rate bloody comedian.
And finally, the P. Diddy human trafficker of podcasting, it's B Iggy.
I take it back, his was worse.
Oh, wow.
It's B Iggy, everybody.
It's B Iggy.
How is everyone doing?
I'll be missing you.
I was all right till
when you're
then.
Locked up.
I say I'm doing better than Biggie.
He's actually rebranded as B Iggy.
B Iggy.
Man, imagine if his new song was "I'll be missing you."
Imagine if all this time, his internet handle was Diddy, and he had to change it this week.
What Kesha changed her song, didn't she? Did you see that?
Yeah,
She changed it from "Wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy." It says "Wake up in the morning, fuck P Diddy" now.
I appreciate that change.
Yep.
Good girl. Good girl. No one's having a worse week than he is. How are you guys doing?
I would assume the people who are having to search his mansion are probably having a slightly worse week.
With all that paraphernalia they keep finding.
1,000 bottles of lube and 768 dildos or something like that.
Not good.
You a fan of him, Biggie? B Iggy?
Originally, yes, but
Oops.
not anymore.
Oops, daisy. Innocent until proven guilty.
I've been enjoying that there's been like a still from Get Him to the Greek going round of like Jonah Hill, Russell Brand, and P. Diddy. It's just like,
Being chased by him.
Is this the most problematic cast ever?
I mean, for my namesake, he did a lot of good stuff for Biggie's music, but yeah, real sad legacy that's becoming now.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Let's not get into all that.
We're going to have to rebrand him as Boggy from now on.
Baggy.
It's Baggy. Baggy'll do.
The B,
Baggy.
the A, the G, the G. It's
Speaking of
Baggy.
news and everything to that ilk, it's time for Baggy's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
Now, wait a minute, y'all. This news ain't for everybody. Only the sexy people. So you fly mothers, get on out there and listen. Listen, I said. Biggie's here and we're in effect. Want me to use it, babe? Call him by day, then at night. Working up a sweat. Come on, guys, let's go show the girls that we fast. How to become number one on a hot podcast. Now, news it. News it. News it good. News it. News it real good. News it. News it real good. News it. No, news it good. Okay. Back to normality.
Yeah, please.
PS5's building an insurmountable lead over rival, outselling Xbox almost 3-1. The Wall Street Journal recently published a report on the current state of console gaming. And perhaps unsurprisingly, the PS5 has a commanding lead over its main rival, the Xbox Series XS.
XS.
Yeah, Nintendo is still obviously in third place.
Hang on.
Microsoft.
S.
All right.
What?
I thought you said just X. I thought you just said S then, and I was like, oh well, yeah, sure, it's going to be selling the S, outselling the
He
S.
just didn't read out the.
Yeah.
slash.
Okay.
said XS. Anyway, Microsoft remains famously tight-lipped about its Xbox sales figures, but WSJ had access to market intelligence firm Aldora Intelligence to come up with the numbers. As we enter the 5th year of the current console generation, Sony has sold 61.7 million PS5s as of June 2024. Microsoft has moved approximately 28.3 million Xbox Series XS.
Well, it's because all their games are on PC as well.
And now Fire
And
Sticks.
Fire Sticks and TVs and phones. It's like, this isn't really news, is it? Because we already knew this. Like, they're already outselling them.
It's also
You
not
know why
really,
you brought this up?
it's also not really
It's a
like
pony.
it's also really not really news because it's some market research firm has actually done this. It's not Sony saying we've sold this many.
Just Biggie wanting to stick the knife in, innit?
Yeah.
Maybe.
The other thing is that you know Game Pass has games.
Don't need games to sell, does it, Biggie?
No, I mean, it's got PlayStation Plus with some amazing PlayStation months.
What, like that month with Foam Stars?
Mate, I can't even stick
Moving
up for
on
that.
next.
You can't bring that up and then, like, mic drop on that. That's the worst thing ever.
What was
Yeah, I
this
mean, we all
month's
know
game?
that.
I distinctly remember this month's game choice was a bit
Plucky
lackluster.
Squire.
That's if you got
Lucky
the full,
Squire,
That's
yeah.
if you got the full tier, though.
No. Fuck knows, mate. NHL, I think.
Anyway, like, yeah, they're outselling. They're always probably going to outsell them. It's PlayStation. The PS3 still outsold the Xbox 360 in the end because it's PlayStation.
did.
Their name sells regardless. You could talk to
Naming
people
convention.
who only play like FIFA and COD, and they'll just get a PlayStation because that's what they used to. Even if you could say to them, you will get COD included in your subscription. You'll get access to FIFA through EA Play, like through Game Pass. They're not interested.
Because what have I told you before, Stig? Consumers are thick.
Like
They're dumb.
I literally, my mate was like talking about FIFA and stuff, and I was like, well, get this, because then you can get that, you can get this. And he's like,
I
oh,
say it to my mates all the time. I'm always trying to sell Xboxes. I can't.
yeah, they just,
I just can't.
I'm
Like,
not asked.
I
all
always
of
said to
them.
them, like, look, you play 2 games a year. You could have played these 2 games and more for the price you paid for these 2 games on this system that's cheaper than the one you bought.
Like, if you look
That you
at,
only bought for those 2
if you
games,
look at the
you
subs,
fucking
the
idiot.
subs, so the consoles are selling them out 3-1, but the PS Plus subscription is on 47.5 million, and Game Pass is on 34. So that is yes behind, but that's a lot of those subscriptions are on other devices, not just Xboxes.
PlayStation Plus monthly games for this month. Sorry, I had to sign back in. Quidditch Champions, The Show 24. MLB The Show 24, and Little Nightmares 2.
That's all right. Ish.
Okay, what did
All
you do?
3 that I wanted.
Did you want Quidditch? Did you?
You've been
Yeah.
playing it.
He did play
Cleared
it. Saw it on his thing.
What is it?
Platinumed it. It's platinumed
So
it.
recently added to Game Pass: Frostpunk 2, Wargroove 2, Expeditions Mudrunner, Age of Mythology, Star Trucker, Core Keeper, Mafia Definitive Edition, Doom 1 and 2, Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, but that's
Creatures
not
of Ava.
the games with gold, is it? That's what Biggie said.
Never heard of them.
Because they do have. I'm not defending PlayStation now, but PlayStation do have the Game Pass style tiers as well,
Oh, they do.
don't they?
Yeah.
And they've got stuff on it. Fuck knows, I won't pay for that shite.
Oh, you'll
do.
just deal.
Well, speaking of PlayStation,
Yeah.
they announced their 30th anniversary collection, which is including a grey PS5 and a PS5 Pro. Did you
I
like
told
the
you
look of
about-
these?
I
mean,
think
what I
that
told
looks
you about-
fucking cool, actually.
What
It
have I told
does.
you about default skins? I get the default skins. I've got the default console.
Can they just go back to using that colourful logo, please? 'Cause
I really
this
like
looks-
it. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
colourful
I
logo
did
is
too.
always better than just a plain white.
My
or
mate's
black
got
one.
that colourful logo tattooed on his upper arm.
It's a good show.
Always
for a
remind me of
tattoo.
the SNES, actually, that colour scheme.
Yeah.
I think it's the same colour scheme from the SNES, isn't it? Well, similar colours, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very similar.
Yeah. There's only
Always
going to be
in cahoots, weren't
2,000
there?
of them, though, isn't there? So if you get one, then you could probably.
12,300 units.
Oh, that's it. Sorry,
Which one of
12,000.
you guys are going to win one?
I mean, I'm not going to pay
Candy.
I'm not going to pay the 700 quid for the Pro one.
Biggie
I
will
might
win
start
one,
Probably get
though.
that
entering
back. You could probably get that back on eBay for the limited edition, though,
Probably.
Yeah.
if you're willing to risk it.
I might have
see,
to. My
that-
PS5 started making a bit of a stressful
Oh,
sound.
look at that. She's already making
I
excuses.
Actually.
Oh, it's I heard a little bit of a from it the other day, like a little
There's me like loosening the
like a
screws
little,
at the
like a
back.
little
Come on,
sign.
make a noise.
Yeah, she's there like jamming a screwdriver in the pot.
Oh, it's fun. I'm gonna have to get a pro.
She stuck some fucking jam toast in fucking this lot. I might need to get a new one.
Whoops,
I
I dropped
fucking
this
play the
one.
one you've got now.
Yeah, she was like, "Whoops, I dropped this while I was moving house." Yeet.
No, I haven't been playing it much actually. I've been mostly Xbox this year, and I will be for the rest of the year as well. There's a lot of Xbox stuff coming
Because there's
out.
nothing else to fucking play.
Yeah.
The next 3 months on Xbox are massive.
What else
Yeah.
are you going to fucking play, mate? Just get rid of it all completely.
Starfield at the end of the month. You got Stalker in November.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones and
Avowed is fairly soon.
yeah.
Also coming to the
About next
PlayStation.
year. They push that back to March next year.
That's still fairly soon.
Biggest, stop.
something else coming in December though as well. I can't remember what it was.
Concord 2.
No, it's only PlayStation developed games that last 6 weeks.
Speaking of,
Oh, when's Atomfall out? That's soon, isn't it?
That's the one. That's out soon, yeah.
speaking of Concord, the dev could close after the director of PC disaster steps down. The silence following Sony's removal of Concord from sale was not going to last, and it appears there's been some movement in the embattled Firewalk Studios. According to multiple Kotaku sources, developers feel like they're stuck in limbo, and last week director Ryan Ellis told staff he'd be stepping down as director and moving into a support role.
To the surprise
He's
of
took,
no one,
he's
I
took a
guess.
buyout, hasn't he? He's took a... You'll get this, like, fuck off and we'll give you some money. That's what's happening. You've embarrassed yourself.
Wait, I think
But we
it's
can't
more
sack
that,
you for it.
I think it's more that there isn't a game to direct. So he's
Yeah.
So it's,
Maybe he's in canteen, like, feeding staff.
He hasn't quit the company. He's just no
He's
longer
cleaner now.
no longer the director.
He cleans the toilets.
Luckily, it only cost Sony $400 million and was meant to be PlayStation Star Wars. According to
Grow
that
up.
man, Colin Moriarty, an industry veteran who claims to have talked with a developer at
Isn't he
Firewalk.
Sherlock Holmes as baddie?
It could have been if they had just done a single player and then put this hero shooter on the side. And
Yes,
probably people would have played the single player and might have delved into the multiplayer because you got it in one package. Like it looked
Even Destiny 2 had a single player campaign, which was good.
I keep said it and I keep saying it. When we saw the preview, it was like, this looks pretty good. And then they revealed what type of game it was.
And it was an
all
easy
the air
way-
just went.
Yeah, no.
Fucking joke.
I feel so sorry for him.
I feel sorry for anyone.
I don't feel sorry
you
for
being-
Sony.
Not them, not the developers. and the
No,
people who
imagine
made
being
it.
like the secretary for that company. She's sat there like, oh, fuck, I'm first to go. Don't need a secretary anymore. No one's sending us any letters or emails.
There's no way
no,
that
the
this doesn't come
taxman's
out
here.
free to play. They can't just sweep it under the rug, surely.
Not for a $400 million investment.
No.
Have they ever done that with a game? Have they ever completely just got rid of a game that was supposed to come out?
PT maybe? They pulled that from like,
but
the
it wasn't.
PlayStation
Yeah,
Store.
but it wasn't released. It was just a.
It wasn't released. That's what I'm saying. Released and then just completely pulled and left. It's never been done, has it?
No, not that I can
Well, if
think
we're
of.
going back far enough, they buried all those ET games, didn't they? They literally buried them.
Yeah, but people still had them.
Yeah.
The only
Still
one I
own
can
them.
think of is
Yeah,
that.
but if they had a choice, they'd grab them back, I'm sure.
What was the game that?
Swept them under the sand rug in the desert.
Yeah.
What was the game that Biffy? Is it Biffy?
Cliffy B.
Cliffy B. That's the one. The
Oh,
that he
Lawbreakers.
developed. Yeah, didn't that get pretty much like shelved?
That got shut down
Swept
pretty
on.
quickly.
Battleborn.
Battleborn as well, because
Battleborn.
that made the mistake of coming out at the same time as Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yeah.
Um,
Even though Battleborn
Mayhem.
looked way more interesting.
Was there Mayhem something or other?
Most of them online shooters, like yeah.
I think Babylon's Fall was probably the closest one because that was like a big kind of
But it wasn't disc.
MMORPG-ish kind of thing. But
It was
like,
download only.
No, you could get Babylon's Fall on disc.
Could you?
Yeah.
Ah, well, there you go. That's probably
And
one
that,
then.
but that one they turned the servers off after a year. It
Let me guess, is that another PlayStation exclusive?
guys.
It was actually, I think. Was Babylon's Fall PlayStation exclusive?
We've
I don't know.
got, we've got Anthem, but that obviously lasted a couple of years.
Leave Sony alone!
Mate, they've done this themselves.
No, Babylon's Fall was multi-platform.
Hey, an Anthem, Stig, I bought it and completed it the same day and took
I'm
it back.
just looking
so
now. It's just
it
the
counts.
first one, because obviously the Concord is the reason this article's been written. August 23rd to September the 6th. Fucking hell.
Didn't Liz Truss have a bigger like premiership than they did?
Yeah.
Radical Heights, April the 10th to May the 14th, 2018.
Oh, yeah, that was the other Cliffy B one, wasn't it?
Day before, 7th of December to January the 22nd, because that was just
The day before was hilarious. That wasn't even a real game.
That was
No,
a scam.
That's such a scam, yeah.
I bet a lot of mobile games have had this happen, but they're not physical games, are they?
Lawbreakers.
So what's the
Crossfire
budget
X.
for AAA games? It is like 400 million for a big AAA, sort of the average now?
It's
Is
a
that
lot.
what we're sort of looking at?
That's an awful lot.
I mean, not necessarily. I think Returnals was about 80 million. I think it's
Not
about
400 million.
Alan Wake 2 was like 120 million or something like that.
Still a lot
me.
less than 400 million.
It's mind blowing, isn't it? When you kind of go back to bedroom coders, and now you've got
$400 million.
Yeah.
Like
A
When you
lot
think
of
of the
money.
price of films as well.
But like $400 million is like up there with like kind of your Diablos and your Destinies, like the ones that
Yes.
have like really big online infrastructure and
The long legs as well.
yeah.
Bad man.
So going quickly back to Moriarty with his discussion, he said,
Evil.
in the first quarter of 2023, Concord entered its alpha state. This is before Sony purchased the team. To even get it into alpha, 200 million was spent on the game, according to its source. The game was in a laughable shape when it was shown. When the alpha was ready to go, it was in such a shape that Sony felt like they needed to spend that much money again to get the game to viability. That's mad, isn't it?
Oh, I've got some numbers if you want for the most expensive games.
Please. Like this.
So the most expensive game ever made is Star Citizen, which still isn't out. That's well over 700 million at this point.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But that's possibly because it's been in development for 12 years with a massive
Who's
team.
funding that?
The people who spend $10,000 on a
'cause
ship.
You can still buy stuff. You
Yeah,
still
yeah.
act. All right.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2 cost 540 million.
Wow.
Cyberpunk 2077, after the DLC and after all the reworks on it, was 316 million.
Yeah, that was in recent memory before this game. I've already forgot the name of. What's it called?
Concord.
Concord. I already forgot the name of it. Sorry, I've got memory problems. But previous to that it's Cyberpunk, that debacle that they had when that dropped. That was huge. This is huge.
How much did GTA 5 cost?
Well, that's the next.
They made that back, didn't they?
That's the next on the list. 265 million. A positive steal compared to Concord.
and they made it back tenfold.
Well, they made back 3 billion on Red Dead 2. I've just looked up.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
The most recent
alright.
Modern Warfare 2, $250 million.
Makes sense.
Battlefield 4, $100 million.
Worth it, weren't it, Biggie?
The original Final
Oh, fuck
Fantasy
yeah.
7, so the PlayStation one, $45 million back in the 90s.
Wow.
That's
Really?
a lot of money. That's a lot of money then.
Oh, I'd love to know what that is now.
I'm not going that far for you, Big. You'll have to do your own maths.
No.
anyway,
Interesting. But in the pursuit of haste, next.
Nintendo sues Power World maker for infringement of multiple patents. Nintendo suing Pocket Pair, developer of the Pokemon-style game Power World, over the alleged infringement. In a brief public statement posted on Nintendo's website in the early hours of a morning, the company confirmed it had filed a patent infringement lawsuit in a Tokyo court. Nintendo is now seeking injunction against infringement and compensation for the damages on the grounds that Power World, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes upon multiple patent rights.
Is Pal World basically like Pokemon?
Pokemon with guns
Oh,
and like survival based building mechanics.
which Pokemon hasn't got.
No.
but a lot of the
A lot of the creatures look a
look-
bit like Pokemon.
Yeah, I've seen the images, man. It's like fucking night and day.
But
I mean, Nintendo are fucking quick to shut things down, aren't they? They're like, "Phew."
Not that quick.
It's about
Power World were massive.
Oh, is it Power World's been out nearly a year?
They've probably
They've been trying, though, haven't they?
Yeah, waiting their time on this and making sure they've got a proper case before they launched it.
There were loads of you lot in our Discord going, Power World, Power World, Power World. Oh, give it to me. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Day one Game Pass, wasn't it?
I played it. It was fun.
You've heard it was fun.
I played it. It was fun.
Oh, played it. It was fun. Was it better than Pokemon's? Have you ever played Pokemon's?
Not for years and years, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have thought so.
Listen, Oodles, in Pokemon, you can't shoot them with guns. You can't put them to slave labor like you can in Power World.
Can you not?
So I think
No.
I know. You know what? Apart, actually, technically, fighting on your behalf is probably slave labor.
Yeah, it's not the
like
same
it in
kind.
Pokemon.
I saw
Don't like it.
someone literally made a sweatshop in Power World.
Yeah, boy. I love that. Yeah, well, good luck, Nintendo or Power World. I don't know who I'm rooting for, but I love Nintendo too much to be against them. Next.
One for you, Oodles and Gadgets. This is provided by Planty. The roguelike that was Balattro's largest influence has had its own minor sales spike thanks to the hit indie's up-and-coming mobile release. Luck Be a Landlord, which was developed by indie dev Dan Dillario, is a roguelike deck builder which sees players use an in-game slot machine to earn rent money and defeat capitalism, adding new symbols to the machine as they go in the hopes of earnings and more coins. This gameplay is by no means the same as
looking it up
Balattro's.
right now. Sorry,
How dare you call me out like that? But I am. Did you see my hands move
But the
to the
Google
keyboard?
Play Store thinks the two are similar enough that it comes up in searches.
Ooh, I'm into
And apparently
this.
the developers did say that they were inspired by the game.
I'm inspired by the game. Inspired to do nothing else in the day.
Yeah, don't give me another thing like that. How
There you go.
much
It's
time have I spent in
£3.80.
Balatro?
It's £3.89 on Google Play Store.
I've spent
me.
I've spent 70.9 hours in Balatro. Please do not give me another thing. I'm actively looking for new games to play on my Steam Deck so I don't play Balatro.
This'll upset you. On my Mac, and I've not had it that long, I've played Balatro for 90 hours. On my Switch, 140. That's too bad, isn't it? That's bad.
That's bad.
Intervention!
It's a good game, man. And I do leave it on, and I don't pause it and stuff, because it's one of them games you can just leave. So I probably more than half of those hours are just spent idle. It's still bad though, isn't it? It's like a drug addict saying, "I don't need them."
I can quit anytime.
Half the
Quit
time I'm
whenever I
passed
want.
out from the drugs, so it doesn't count.
It don't count. Yeah, I'm not even there. Fucked. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait to sit next to Gadget at the podcast and just play Balatro for 4 hours.
We'll just hear the music syncing up throughout the house.
What seed you got? What seed you got? Here's my seed. Let's go. I think we should stick down and make him play it. Play a full round, see if he likes it.
I ain't gonna like it.
He doesn't like roguelikes.
I don't like card games like that. They just
He's a fucking rogue.
they just don't interest me one bit.
I bet you like strip poker though, you pervert.
I don't even like poker. I get like halfway through, I get bored, and I just go all in. And if I'm out, I'm out. I'm just like, yeah, well, I'm done.
And that's why Vegas loves Stig.
Oh, if there's
That brings
proper
back
money, if there's
memories
proper
of
money on
Sam
the go,
Fox's
then
strip poker.
it might be a bit different. But like, if it's just
So what if me, you, and Gadget sit down and we all have one round, and the winner, we all put a tenner in, and the winner gets the highest score gets the money.
that's different. Like one round, like for money.
A round can
All
last
in.
a while, can't it, Gadget?
It can.
Oh, we talk about Balatro. Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I'd have to figure out how to play it first.
You don't just to win. Trust me. You could be not very good at it and still win. Anyway, next.
Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii confirms exciting details. The Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii will have a story campaign that is roughly 1.3 to 1.5 times longer than Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who raised his name. The up-and-coming spin-off is hence expected to take between 15 and 18 hours to beat.
I'm interested.
Arr.
Although it's going to be another short one, so I kind of hope it hits Game Pass. Because there was that the man who sold his name, man who erased his name rather, which was like the spin-off with Kiryu just before the most recent Like a Dragon came out. And that was only about 8 to 10 hours. So I would have been pissed off if I'd spent 50 quid on that.
Yeah. I've got nothing to add. Last one I played was Like a Dragon.
But it's focusing on Majima, which is going to be a lot of fun.
I don't love that series, but I don't dislike. I've got a really weird relationship with that series. It's like, I think they're fun and it's great, but I get bored. You know what I mean?
I've seen
Played
clips.
Zero for a few hours.
Yeah, so did I. I don't know the wackiness of it. I'm just kind of a bit like, okay.
I think I beat Like a Dragon based on Ichiban because he was more.
Ichiban's great.
I liked his character and he suited the wackiness. The other guy, everyone loves
Kiryu.
I'm like, all right, lad, chill out, simmer down. You know what I mean? We know you want revenge, Kiryu. Relax. God. Anyway, yeah, good luck on the pirates. Next.
Steam passes incredible player milestone. It's hit an all-time record for its concurrent online player count, shattering the previous record set just a few months ago. It has boasted a staggering 38,377,277 million. Sorry, that's a weird way to say
That's
that.
not a
Online-
real number.
I know. 38. Let's just say nearly 39,000 million. Fuck it.
What is that number? Someone
I
show me
don't
that
know.
number.
I
Right,
can't
type
say
it.
when they're all like that.
Type it in the chat. I need to know what that number is.
38,367,277.
Thank you, guys.
Look for the commas,
Christ.
I don't know
Biggie.
what I can say.
An
I know. I
adult.
don't know why. My brain just had a fart, and that was it.
Oh,
You
is
are
it
a
just
fart.
then. Have you noticed though the figures jumped up? Did it say a few months ago? A few months ago, I got Steam. Huh?
A few months ago, Balatro came out.
Yeah. Am I part of the problem? Have I created this surge in time spent online on Steam? Maybe I do have a problem.
You are a
More on
problem.
that later. More on Steam later.
Oh, no.
Steamy. Over to the world of film and TV. We had the Emmys this week. Baby Reindeer, hugely popular but highly contentious British TV hit, has taken the Emmys awards by storm, winning 4 trophies. Show's creator and star, Scottish comedian Richard Gadd, won 3 of those for acting, writing, and executive producing the show. His co-star Jessica Gunning, who played the stalker Martha, was named Best Supporting Actress in a Limited Series. The Bear won 3 acting awards, including Best Comedy Actor.
I don't
For
get
Jeremy
this. It's
Allen White.
not a comedy.
No.
It's just the
I weren't-
Emmys and their stupid.
I weren't laughing much.
It's their stupid way of that they do things. It just yeah, it's
Second year in a row he's won that.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Not
I did-
character.
I did like that the woman who plays Tina, she won Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy. And like her acceptance speech was great, and like it's fantastic for her.
She's great anyway.
Oh, she's great character and a great actress.
And Eben Moss Backrack as well, took the supporting awards as well.
Because Richie's amazing.
And that man's
He
going
is.
places.
Yeah, it's good
he's-
for you.
Into
Ben Grimm.
space.
Gonna have a cock made of rock.
God, the dream.
Like there is funny bits in the Bear, but predominantly
Yeah, but it's not comedy.
it's not a comedy.
It's mostly Matty Matheson just riffing with his cousin.
There's funny bits in the film Titanic. It's not a comedy. Do you know what I mean? There's humorous moments in almost everything. Not a comedy.
The prize for Best Comedy Series went to Hacks.
Which I agree with. It's very, very funny.
Went to what?
And
Hacks.
the Hacks star Jean Smart won Best Comedy Actress, her 3rd Emmy win for playing Deborah in the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what Hacks is.
So Hacks is that one I'd written in about it when I was away working. It's the one about a kind of a fading comedian who's like got a residency in Las Vegas and
Oh shit! Yeah.
and she hires like a Gen Z writer to help her.
Yes. I
And-
was intrigued on this. I just forgot it existed.
Yeah, no, it's on Prime. There's 2 seasons of it. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, brilliant!
It's so
Brilliant,
funny.
Yeah. I'm looking for something because
So
Rings of Power ends this week. So
half an hour
And it's
episodes,
already-
10 episodes a season. battle through it in an afternoon.
Nice.
In the drama category, Australia's Elizabeth Debicki, won her first Emmy for Best Drama Actress for playing Princess Diana in The Crown.
And she was fantastic at it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Great.
The other drama categories were dominated by Japanese historical epic Shogun.
Great show.
The show had already broken the record for the most Emmy wins in a single year after picking up 14 prizes at last weekend's Creative Arts Emmys, mainly for achievements behind the scenes. It added another 4 trophies in the main event, including Best Drama Series, the first non-English language show to take that prize.
Great show.
There's
I've
also
only seen the first 3 episodes. I never went back to it.
How?
There's also lead drama acting awards for Japanese cast members Hiroyuki Sanada and Anna Sawai.
I'm looking for something to
star of,
watch. Finish
The
Shogun,
Wolverine.
because it's incredible.
I will.
Yeah.
I just forget. Just
And
staring
one
at
for you,
space.
me oodles. Billy Crudup won Best Supporting Drama Actor for The Morning Show.
And
No, I
me,
didn't forget
I've
to
watched
watch
that.
I did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah,
he reviewed
sorry.
it as well. I didn't
I
forget
reviewed
to
it
watch
too.
all that. I finished that. Oh, Crudup is my favourite character actor on planet. He's so fucking good.
He's
Goggins
especially-
is. Goggins is.
He's especially good in the morning show.
I want Crudup Goggins in a show. The next True
Oh,
Detective
yeah.
needs to be Crudup and Goggins.
Oh, what a
Well,
lineup.
speaking of True Detective,
And
Jodie
then they
Foster
kiss.
won Best Actress.
And then the kiss. Yeah, True Detective, Goggins, Crudup, sex trafficking. You know, it's going to be great.
Are they the sex traffickers?
No,
While
they're the
investigating?
detectives. They're the detectives.
But they could be doing the detective work to like take people off the scent of their own people trafficking.
You should never trust Billy Crudup. He's,
No.
he's always got something up his sleeve.
He's got shifty eyes. His hair is too perfect.
Last couple. Last few ones, successful British talent included TV host John Oliver, who won Best Scripted Variety Series, and Will Smith, who won Best Drama for writing Slow Horses. The Traitors host
I've heard
Alan
that's
Cumming
good.
picked up the programme's trophy for Best Reality Competition Show, beating RuPaul's Drag Race, which had won that category in 5 of the past 6 years.
Yeah, nice. Well done, Emmys. Not as good as the biggies.
Obviously.
Oh, hell no.
What is?
What is? But yeah, congratulations.
Winning 2 biggies.
Congratulations to all those who have won. Next.
Beetlejuice. Box office hits major milestone, tripling its budget in just 3 weeks.
That's awesome.
It opened to $111 million US, a total that already exceeded the worldwide gross of the entire run of the original movie.
That's great.
Good for them.
It means people want more from that world.
You watched it yet, Candy?
No, I was supposed to go this week and my date had the
Stig,
sniffles.
she's a fake goth.
Innit? I'll go next week.
You mean acid pill?
I do mean acid pill. She had the sniffles.
She's also a fake goth.
Oh, I was about to ask if it was a date then.
No. I'll keep you updated on that front. I've been on Bumble. I've ghosted everyone.
Fucking hell, he's Bumble.
She's been up the bumble.
I've been at the Bumble.
Is Bumble for like bee lovers or something?
And that's our pod title.
What is Bumble? Come on.
It's like Tinder, but the girls make the first move. It's great. And I've just
Fuck me.
ghosted
Don't
everyone.
give them the power.
The thing is, right, like I feel like it's less important now I've actually got somewhere to live.
You're just trying to find a sugar daddy to move in with.
Pretty much, yeah. Do you have a house? No. Right, fuck off then.
Found one, didn't you? Isn't your landlord like sweet old man?
There seems to be some kind of situation going on down there. I don't really know. I don't think I'd want to be part of it.
Oh, you mean downstairs, not in your knickers?
And no, not in a while.
There's tentacles growing out of there.
That's new.
Maybe it's middle age. No one told me about this. The tentacling. It's quite good for the change, aren't you, Candy?
Oh, it'll be soon. Like a prune.
Biggie,
Becoming a mind flayer.
Biggie, you always have to wait for the pod title. The Tentacling is probably going to be it.
Yeah.
You have
be
your first
forced,
option, but the real humour is always in the comments. You've always got to wait for the next one.
Yeah.
It's just the woman's time, isn't it? When she becomes a squid. Next. Why do you think there's so many squids in the ocean? It's
A
women.
priestess of Cthulhu.
Someone prove me wrong.
Yeah,
None of
it's
you
true.
can. None of you can.
I mean, all those all those nature documentaries on the under the sea stuff. They always follow the mother octopi.
Yeah, exactly. She used to be a woman in like South Shields. And now she went through the Tentacling and she's off in the ocean.
I mean, having dated someone from South Shields, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Look, if you want to start a conspiracy, this is a nice one. It stemmed from here. Oh no. Next.
I'm going to skip this one. I don't think that's correct. Or is it?
Wow.
Norman Reedus becomes Venom, The Last Dance's new villain?
Yes.
Terrifying Marvel art. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
What do you mean? He's playing Null.
Basically, in the latest trailer, there was a one shot of
Null.
Of Null. Basically, Venom said he said something about his creator, and they said that it's being played by Norman Reedus. They haven't confirmed that's the actual character.
Oh, so it's not confirmation.
Yeah.
But he's in it. He's confirmed he's in it.
It's confirmed he's in it, and Venom calls him the creator. So,
It's Null.
but Oodles
I'm
is
annoyed.
fuming because Sony are
Because they're going to kill him.
take one of the
It's going to be
best-
gore all
best-
over again, isn't it?
most powerful bad guys of the.
You say he's going to be Gore all over again. Gore has Null's sword. The Necro Sword is what Null gave him to destroy the gods. This is how powerful Null is.
Right.
He's big. Mate, he makes Thanos look like fucking child's play. He is the be-all, end-all. He is the Satan in that universe.
And he's going to get killed off in one film in the
He's going to get killed by Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy and his CGI mate.
Yeah, fucking in a dance-off. Fucking ridiculous. On a motorbike.
I hope it's the Footloose.
Fuck off. Ugh. So annoying. Next.
Netflix revealed a few animated series that are coming, which included Splinter Cell, Death Watch, Devil May Cry, and Cyberpunk.
This is all good
We're going back
news.
to Night City.
All of this is good news. All of this is
Yeah,
good news. 'Cause
I
Netflix animation's great.
Saw the trailer for Devil May Cry. It looks fucking ace.
The last anime was good from about 20 years ago. Remember it?
Vaguely.
When Dante's on a train.
Yeah.
That's from the
watched
original
it.
comic books.
I'm glad they're continuing with Cyberpunk because I haven't seen Edge
was
Runners,
good.
but there was
No, he was
loads
good.
of good press about it.
Edge
Yeah.
Runners is
Edge
great.
Runners
You
is
should
good,
watch
man.
it.
Did you say you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. It's just one of those things. It's in my queue on Netflix to watch, but every time I go on, there's something else to watch instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
It's good,
Mine's
though.
like
It's
that.
good. It's good. It's good. And, like, the Splinter Cell trailer, they've got Thingy as the voice of him. What's
Michael
his name?
Ironside.
No, it's not Michael Ironside anymore.
Ooh.
They've picked somebody else.
Oh,
Leave Shriver.
Leave Shadow.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
It's not going to be quite as deep and guttural, but it's going
It
to be a bit
is.
sexy.
Listen to the trailer. It's sexy. Yeah, it's sexier than Ironside. It's not as guttural. You're right. But it's sexy because Leaf Shriver's sexy.
I love the original Splinter Cell. It's so good.
It's
Well,
one of the best games ever.
what I'm hoping is that a lot of people watch this so that Ubisoft go,
They bring
hey,
Sam back.
hey, we
Yeah.
could make another game. You know, people like this.
I hate that it's Ubisoft's IP.
I know it's, and the fact that they've been sitting on it for decades.
Because somebody else could just have this and we could get them every few years and we could get more.
It scares me more that if they actually do bring him back, that it's going to be like
Towers.
no, like a more open world kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying with towers that you have to
Yeah.
unlock a map. Oh,
Do you think
Sam
that
Fisher's
this, like-
doing a fucking leap of faith?
Do you think this is woken? Because Netflix, they had it was like a fan week or something, wasn't it? And they showed off all these new animations. But then didn't they recently like cut the budget for their animated stuff? Because we're like, that's the best stuff they do. Do you think they've now realised that actually,
Yeah, because
There is a
we
big
told them
market.
not to.
yeah, we do.
I have a feeling that these are third party produced and Netflix have bought the rights to
out
them.
of house,
Right.
yeah. Out of house stuff.
Although, actually, no, Edge Runners was produced by Netflix, but I think because they saw such a huge success with the first season, that second one was inevitable.
Yeah.
But definitely think Devil May Cry and Death Watch are going to be third party things they've bought in.
Just like back to the Splinter Cell thing, I'll just imagine. I hope it's not too stupid, the anime. I hope it's really gritty and they've got like it's like proper espionage and intrigue and dark as fuck. And you just see his lights.
if they don't get that sound effect right, I will riot.
In the trailer they did. In the trailer they did.
Just need to make sure. Sometimes these things don't go well across in translation.
Fucking imagine getting that fucking third echelon call from Grimm's daughter. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, we're back. We're back.
There's a Magic the Gathering series coming as well. Like so.
Does that
Which
mean?
I mean,
the card game.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but League of Legends produced Arcane. So.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Magic the Gathering. Well,
If
I
you
think
just-
the problem with Magic the Gathering is it doesn't have anything that you. I couldn't think of a story you could tell within it because it's just like 10,000 fantasy worlds bolted onto each other.
I'm going to say Magic the Gathering has Lord of the Rings characters in it.
You
It
just
has
take
D&D.
characters, don't you, and just make some out of it. Just
Oh,
One
it's
Piece,
just-
something to do with One Piece, loads of other stuff.
One Piece
I'm
be,
not like I'm not like
another
massive
live
on.
action series.
I'm not massive on films from games, but I've always had a soft spot for TV shows from games.
Oh, I mean the
think
Castlevania
you need-
ones. They fucked.
Yeah, I think you need that time of a season to really get into the nuance of like a 40-hour fucking game or something. I just can't wait. I miss Splinter Cell so fucking much. I hate Ubisoft for it, for bringing it into my life.
And
It's the
play
fondest
that now. I assume
memory.
it's
The fondest
just on,
memory of me holding an Xbox controller, the old big one, was
Duke.
playing Splinter Cell. And I've got that memory in my head. I know every button.
Those
And I
first-
never even owned it. My mate had it. I just kept going around to him and using him to play Splinter Cell. I loved it so
Oodles.
much.
Just another thing they announced this week as well at this Netflix thing. Hellbound Season 2, October 25th.
Let's get on that. Get on
Oh,
that.
yes.
That is a great show that no one
It is.
fucking watched.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I loved it.
Whew. Next.
Well, Gladiators 2 isn't even out yet, but Ridley Scott confirms he's toying with ideas for Gladiator
Ridley.
3.
Mate, he'll be
off,
dead.
Ridley.
Shut
He'll
up.
be dead. He'll be dead. Next. I've got nothing to say on it. Shut up, Ridley. Is the
I love in his quote, it says, the end of Gladiator 2 evokes that of The Godfather, with Michael Corleone who finds himself in a job he did not want and wonders, and now, Father, what am I doing? The next film will therefore be about a man who does not want to be where he is.
So he basically just spoiled the ending of the Gladiator 2 before it's even out. Thanks,
so he
Ridley.
survives it.
Yeah,
He survives it.
well done.
Oh, cheers.
Thumbs up.
Cheers, Sir Ridders.
So now there's literally no peril. There's no peril in this film because you're leaving.
No.
Yeah, even if he gets stabbed, we know he's survived it. Ridiculous. What a stupid old man. Next.
James Cameron has more than a plan for future
Another
Terminator
stupid old
films,
man.
No, you're going to say that.
with one major difference. He's confident that there's a future for the franchise and knows what needs to be done to bring it roaring back to life. He went on to say, means moving away from the iconic original cast and telling new and different stories in the world of the AI apocalypse.
He's an idiot.
I mean, yeah, but
Isn't he focusing on the fucking Smurfs on that planet?
No, he's got that, but then he's got the last train to Nagasaki.
Hiroshima.
Last trip from
Hiroshima.
From Hiroshima,
That was
yeah.
the next bit I was going to say.
Yeah, but in terms of Terminator, telling new stories is probably the ideal. Like you've got to get away from Arnie at some point, haven't you? And Sarah Connor.
Turn up.
If you just keep recasting them, but they're not as good. Plus, you know what I mean? When they had Emilia Clarke and as Sarah Connor, and was it Sam Worthington or Jai
No, that
Courtney?
was Salvation.
It was Jai Courtney that was played Kyle Reese, didn't they? They tried to
Yes.
kind of redo Terminator 1.
Yeah, and
all
and then
over the
the
place.
one with the Genesis one was Gabriel Luna as the fucking. He wasn't even a Skynet robot anymore.
Genesis.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Skynet didn't exist in the new one, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was an old Terminator because the age.
still
like,
haven't
man.
seen
No,
that
that wasn't Genesis. That was the one after it, which was
Genesis had Emilia Clarke, Sarah Connor, Jai Courtney as
that's what
Kyle
I'm saying.
Reese, Jason Clarke as the T-3000, Matt Smith as the T-5000, and Lee Byung-hun as the T-1000.
Jason
And
Clarke.
then the one
was,
after I'm on about.
Jason Clarke was playing John Connor.
Yes, but he was evil.
But when I think of John Connor, I do not think of Jason Clarke.
No.
I still
The
think
most
of
dad-
I still think
he's
of
always
Edward
like the
Furlong.
dad-looking actor ever.
No, I still think of Christian Bale when I think of John Connor.
Right, see, what I was about to say was Salvation was a great idea to move that franchise on into the future wars. And then they got McGee to direct it. And that's where they fell.
Oh, la-di-da.
But I don't trust Cameron when it comes to Terminator now, because he said the last film was great.
He's not.
It's not. It's just because he's producer.
T-800 in the last film, I'm spoiling it for y'all guys if you've not seen it, he has a relationship with a woman for 20 years and she doesn't know he's a robot.
Pops.
And they've had sex and everything.
And he gets old.
How does she not know when he's not eating?
Darling, have you seen my charger? It's just there. Thank you. Plugs it in.
Maybe he's just got like a... No, because they do... Everything else is real in it. Like, they've got working organs.
Yeah, they
skin,
do have human flesh on top
so
of it.
technically, he could get away with it.
That's what they say in the film. It says, yes, but my skin ages like a human.
Yeah, because like once he finished his mission, it was like...
He's got a son in it.
Got nothing
it's
to
not
do.
his biological son. I adopted him.
Fuck off. At least that new Terminator animated thing was trying to tell something new. It was just flat, wasn't it? So
Yeah, like I said, could have been 3-4 episodes, but that touches on like how real the Terminators are, not the robots are. Sorry.
Say what you want about silly old men directors, and say what you want about Scorsese, but at least he's still hitting it out of the park. I know he doesn't like Marvel films, but he's still hitting it out of the park with his films. And I think he's older than the others. Fucking hell!
God, I've just gone down a McGee rabbit hole to work out what he's actually done in his
Don't do
career. He's did a load of videos for Korn back in the 90s.
Charlie's Angels.
that's what he was. He was a video director. And somehow he managed to get Terminator Salvation gig.
He did the video for Blind.
Oh,
He did Smash Mouth's videos. Pretty Fly for a White Guy, he directed that. Sugar Ray Every Morning. Fucking hell.
These things just make me feel fucking old.
Well, now that is a segue to the next one, because there's major TV anniversaries happening today. First up, Lost is 20 years old.
That's
Friends
fucked
is
up.
30. Gotham is 10. Baywatch is 35. Veronica Mars is 20. Family Matters is 35. And The West Wing is 25 years old.
fucking hell.
We were all alive.
Friends
when
is
they
only about 3
when they
years old to me.
started.
Yep.
Biggie's older than Neighbours, and not Neighbours,
Coronation
Street. Yeah. He
It's like,
remembers when that
That's the
first
fuck
came on.
up.
It's like
We all had to watch it, and the only house on the street that had a telly. Used to go down and watch it in black and white.
It's like I know in my head that The West Wing started in 1999 because they actually reference the year in the show. And
It's
obviously
1999.
Well, no, because Bartlett's election was Bartlett 98, so it was,
Yeah, he was.
and it starts a year after his election. But when you say, "Oh yeah, it's 25 years old this week," I'm like, "Fuck off!"
How can it be? The millennium was only about 10 years ago.
Exactly. It's also mad to think Gotham was only 10 years ago. Like Gotham feels much older than 10 years for me.
I didn't know it.
It's
I didn't know it had
mental
legs.
when you think about it. That like Breaking Bad finished something like 12 years ago.
God.
Yeah, because
Shut
then
up.
it's ridiculous. Like when
That's not real.
2008 it started, or 2009 it started.
Someone told me the other day, he was like, 5 years ago, COVID was announced.
11 years ago, Breaking Bad finished on the 29th of September 2013.
Do you know what? I was surprised because I rewatched Breaking Bad again fairly recently, and the first season, certainly, maybe even the second season, was still in that like the shorter TV
Aspect ratio.
Yeah,
16
it
by
did
9.
look old. Yeah, 60. It looked old. It really did look old.
But it's funny because when you think about that, you think I can't be that far away. But then we had a gap, and then we had 7 series of Better Call Saul
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
and the TV film in between.
Maybe that's why Breaking Bad doesn't feel that old, because I watched all Better Call Saul as well, and it felt like the same
yeah.
universe. Maybe that's why it don't feel that old to me. It never ended, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about some of them when they started and ended.
It's mad. It's mad.
Speaking of mad, Jeff Bridges on Jared Leto's method acting for Tron Ares. There was an interesting vibe on this. I said,
Looking themselves
how's
up to
Jared?
computers.
How's he working? He's all right. You know, we call him Ares, you know, so he goes by his name. And I said, oh, that's interesting.
Aries.
Aries. Sorry. Aries.
They're plugging themselves in to the computers.
It's mad, isn't it? It's just, guy, just...
So
I
no
mean,
need
there's
to
some
method act.
films you just don't need to method, but like Trot, no.
no, not in Tron.
I would.
Jeff Bridges barely acted in the fucking first film, and that was when he was trying to get work.
I
Who was
saw
the guy
a-
that played Tron? Who actually played Tron in it? What was his name?
Oh, that's a good question.
I forgot his
remember.
name.
There was
He
a
was
panel
method
that
acting.
was
I am
talking
Tron.
to Jeff Bridges and a few other people, and they were talking about video games and stuff and how addictive they are. And they turned to Jeff Bridges and he said, "What's your thoughts?" He goes, "Well, I got sucked into a video game once, and it dropped. No one got it at first."
The guy who played Tron was Bruce Boxleitner.
I'm pretty sure on Tron Legacy they used his likeness. It wasn't him. They used like a
Yeah, it was
CGI.
Yeah, it was a CGI voice. Well, he was alive at the time. He just wasn't.
I know.
No. He did play it in Tron Legacy.
Did he? He didn't look fucking real. Maybe they de-aged him. That must have
Well,
They did with Jeff Bridges, didn't they?
yeah,
Quite significantly.
I mean, people forget that Tron's about that guy called Tron, don't they?
Never even seen it.
Oh, it's good.
It-
The original Tron's
But
good.
yeah, I mean, this was pointless method acting for something like that, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's won an Oscar. Stig, how many have you won?
I've won a
He's
biggie.
won biggies.
Ah, that's
I
true.
won 3 biggies in one night.
You do method act. I've seen you doing Scotch Sheep.
Yeah, we're always walking around, being 7.5 foot tall, smashing people's skulls in with an axe.
That's what's even funnier when you see a man that's 5'5" method acting as a 7 foot tall guy.
8, don't take my 3 inches.
Eight, sorry. It's funny to see when he's trying to look down at you, but he's looking at your hips. Next.
Over to the Weird World Web. This one has been provided by yours truly, Oodles. Biobots arise from the cells of dead organisms, pushing the boundaries of life, death, and medicine.
Mad,
This
isn't
is like The Thing all over again.
it? It is, mate. It's wild.
Life and death are traditionally viewed as opposites, but the emergence of new multicellular life forms from the cells of a dead organism introduces a third state that lies beyond the traditional boundaries of life and death.
Look at Candy's face. There's a third state of being. Not alive, not dead.
I feel like that most of the time.
I was going to say that's me on a day-to-day basis.
You on the
And
way
going
to
back
me on the way
to-
to work. I'm like,
Going back to something that Oodles brought up last week, life, death, and the emergence of something new, the third state challenges how scientists typically understand cell behaviour, whilst caterpillars metamorphosing into butterflies or
How can you
tadpoles
write
evolving into frogs may be familiar developmental transformations. There are a few instances where organisms change in ways that are not predetermined.
guess what?
They
Candy?
found
We
that
can
skin
live forever.
cells extracted from deceased frog embryos were able to adapt to the new conditions of a petri dish in a lab.
It's mad, isn't it? Basically, it's
Okay.
saying that carbon-based life doesn't actually end.
My mind's a bit
Consciousness
blown.
does. Consciousness does.
Well, that's the good bit, though, isn't it? I don't care about
That's
myself.
the bit
so
you
I'm
like. That's the bit
yeah.
you like. I love that. I love that consciousness.
I don't care that my
Well, it's-
fingernails keep growing. I don't care about them. I want
But
my
he's
memories.
making me not want to be cremated now. I don't want to be cremated. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
I want to carry on.
Fuck.
Exactly. Doesn't it change everything that you think? It's like, there's a third state, mate. A third state of being.
Nah, fucking chuck us in a ditch regardless. Next.
Gadget doesn't like thinking about it.
Pandemonium as squirrels refuse to leave GWR train. Two mischievous rodents reportedly tried to hitch a ride on Monday's 8:54 a.m. Great Western Railway service from Reading to Gatwick and then began attacking rush hour commuters. Witnesses said pandemonium ensued as passengers ran off the train at Gomshall in Surrey and the conductor attempted to force the squirrels off to get off the busy carriage. A spokesperson for GWR joked they'd done so without tickets.
Fucking squirrels.
They are thugs. Squirrels. You don't fuck with a squirrel. I love you.
I wouldn't. We've
They're
got rabies.
Nasty little creatures.
I got bit by a squirrel once, and I had to have a jab
Explains a lot.
Jesus.
in York.
I do like that the article has kept up the standards they've kept. The squirrels then allegedly started attacking those on board.
You've got to say allegedly in case.
Sue you, mate.
That's what I'm saying. In case they've got lawyers.
Luckily, they had their anti-squirrel kit nearby. As staff members at the station spent half an hour attempting to lure the squirrels off the train using broomsticks, a telescopic grabber, and peanuts.
My trusty squirrel repellent spray.
Holy hole in a donut, Batman. That's bad. Squirrels, man. I'm sorry if you are a squirrel,
Don't give 'em a
squirrel
gun,
and you're listening
though.
to this.
Played that.
Yeah, the bastards.
Imagine the conductor punching a squirrel out the window going, "No ticket."
Get off my plane.
Imagine if a squirrel was the conductor.
Plot twist. Dun, dun, dun. Is that the news?
It is, sir.
Excellent. Let's get on with what we've been up to this week. And I want to know what Candy's been up to.
I have found something that might be one of my favourite things ever. I've been watching an anime. I've recently got Netflix back. This is old news, by the way, and we've possibly covered it before. However, it's new to me. I devoured Blue Eye Samurai.
Hello.
Was it you?
Hello.
Yeah, shut up about it.
Oh my god, how bloody incredible.
I told you.
You did. So
She doesn't listen to you, mate.
story aside, it's one of the most beautiful looking animes I have ever seen. It's obviously done in 3D but cel shaded or to make it look like a cartoon. But basically every shot, every frame could be a painting. It's just jaw-droppingly stunning.
The animation itself is so smooth.
Yeah. But it retains the kind of old qualities of the traditional Japanese art as well. So obviously it's Blue Eye Samurai, about a samurai. That's kind of by the by. The story is incredible. It's got blue eyes. They are a mixed race individual.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to stop fangirling about the art because some of the characters. Yeah, it is beautiful. Some of the characters look like the old, the kind of traditional pictures of samurais and the onryo masks and everything.
I'm going off the top of my head. Is it kabuki paintings? Or something? Is that what
Kabuki paintings, I think. Yeah.
Kabuki's the style. Yeah.
Kabuki. Yeah. It's just
Kabuki theatre as well, where they've got the.
That episode
right.
was incredible with the story.
Yeah, so there was a kind of recap episode going over one of the characters' backstories, and it was done like a kabuki theatre scene. Oh, it's just stunning, and it just the way I like to think of it is the anime is kind of crafted like any kind of traditional Japanese master craft. Like it's not rushed.
Yeah.
Like they will hesitate over the scenes where they're crafting a sword or they're making noodles or even a fight scene. Like the main character is pretty OP, which I quite enjoy. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of
peril.
Not a massive amount of peril. My worry is that it hasn't, as far as I can tell, there's not much sign of a new series. But so
it was confirmed they were doing it, but there's been no news about it since they said it.
And I think that might have been affected by the Netflix anime cutbacks, although whether it was produced with them or not, I'm not sure. But I was almost hesitant to go into this because it's like, it's feudal Japan, the Edo era. I was like, is this really going to grab me? I was hooked from the first scene.
Yeah. So,
absolutely hooked.
There's actually... I'm trying to remember when I reviewed it. I think it's a French company did a lot of the animation as well. There was like a joint thing going on.
Oh, possibly.
And I think if, like you guys were saying, if it's an external produced animation studio, then maybe there's still hope to get the second part of the story.
Well, it's really critically acclaimed, isn't it? It's won Emmys and everything.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't follow the story because I don't know my Japanese history is not the greatest. And I think I probably would get a little bit more out of it, knowing a bit more about it. And it's one of those things that it makes you want to go back and read about sort of what actually happened, what is historically accurate. But yeah, it's a great story without having to know much on the subject matter, as I don't. It's just if you enjoy
the Edo period started when the Shogun had disbanded, and they had a civil. I'm not going to get into it for you.
write it down for me. I'll read
it's
it
got
later.
links to the Shogun series, isn't it?
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
that's
that's
on a
just
story.
before the Edo period. Just.
I've banged on about Arcane ad nauseum on this show,
I'm sick of hearing about it.
as is everyone. Well, good news, because I'll be going on about Blue Eye Samurai. I think I like it more than Arcane. So that's
There you go,
the
Biggie.
praise
You've got
I'm
another
giving it.
ally.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched Arcane yet. It's on my It's on my
I
list
watched
to
first
watch.
two episodes, mate. I won't bother.
You are wrong.
Ignore this.
You are
heathen.
wrong.
It's just League of Legends, pal. You're not interested in it.
Oh,
But
this
yeah.
is like my wallpaper engine all over again.
But yeah,
Eagles
if you've got
Cracks
any
as
kind of
boring as that.
passing interest in, even if you've not watched an anime before, I think you will get something from this. It just by looking at it, you could look at it without this. You could watch it without listening to anything about what's going on and just take it in. It is stunning. It's so.
It's
stunning.
one of those. It's one of those animes that would be perfect with a Linkin Park song as a background on YouTube. Remember them videos that they used to see all the
Oh,
time?
the AMVs.
AMVs.
I
That's
used to do
it.
those.
Watching Goku power up for 3 minutes while In the End's playing in the background.
I totally used
was-
to make those.
There was one I remember, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children with Fury of the Storm by Dragon Force in the background.
There you go. There you go. Bring them back. We need to bring AMVs back.
Shall I make one?
Yeah,
I'll do one for
please.
Blue Eye Samurai with Linkin Park.
The new song that they brought out. Do it.
Oh my god, I'll do it. I will so do it.
You're going to anger every neckbeard on the internet.
Spoiler alert, the main character's a girl.
It's
But yeah, no, it's just stunning, just stunning.
Yes, it is. It's really good. It's really good. And Biggie's been justified by a female's voice.
Thank you.
Feel good. It feels good, doesn't it, Biggie?
It's great. Doesn't happen often.
Any more, Candy? Anything else?
No, that's me this week. Just been glued
That's
to
enough, mate. That is enough. I'll go next. I've played 2 computer games again. Do like them. So the first one, I'll be really quick because it's not a new game. This is what I got when I completed this game, and it's a game that I've been trying to complete for a very long time. So I got from the office of Dr. Isaiah Friedlander, client notes, highly confidential. Very, very depressing case. Compromise is the language of the devil, and this fool loves compromise. I got terrifying egomaniac, desperate for material possessions, very superfluous. Uses women heartlessly. Then again, no sane woman would want to know. Not a good caregiver. Will end up very rich or entirely bankrupt. Cannot decide which vindictive method is in the extreme. Thief. Awful. Bullying thief. Must try to sail them coursework about this. Yoga. No. Murder. Yes. Lazy in some ways. Batshit crazy. That was the psychologist's report that I got for completing the game Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know if you remember that game because it's so long ago, from 2013. You get a psychology report when you complete it.
Do you?
Yes. Did you not know this?
Played it.
I've never finished. I got bored of the campaign.
Right. I finished it because I've been talking about it for a long time that I barely played it. I finished it this week. I've been playing it kind of on the sidelines for quite a while. And yeah, I finished it. It took me about 20 hours, I'd like to say. I didn't fuck about with any side things. I just finished the campaign. I don't know if you guys remember much from it. The campaign is about those 3 guys, Franklin,
Trevor and Michael.
Trevor and Michael. I've just finished it and I forgot the names. And
You see, I like to think with your brain noodles, you kind of unload as soon as you don't need anything. You're like,
yeah, probably.
you're like ramming a computer. Like you have the knowledge there when you need it, and then you just unload it and forget it.
Yeah, and you play as those guys and you do GTA things. And that's about it, really. I didn't love this, and I know it's not new. I didn't love it. Don't get me wrong, I like the gameplay of this game. Everyone does, don't they? Nobody dislikes GTA to play. But I think the campaign is overly long. and I hated being Trevor. The things that man does is...
Well, like his torture scene.
I hated that.
It's awful,
That
isn't
was
it?
horrible. Horrible. I only kind of cared about Franklin. He was the only guy I liked. And I think that's a terrible shame in a
The
camp.
other two are terrible people.
This is awful
Spoiler
people.
alert, who did you kill?
Trevor.
Yeah.
I think it was for the sake of humanity, really.
You go back.
And I killed him,
If
and
you go back
I don't
to
get
his-
to play as him anymore.
If you go back to his house after you've killed him, you find a lot of dead bodies in his house.
He's just.
I mean, my biggest problem with that game for me personally
long?
was just that the map was too
Long.
big.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. In the previous games, you kind of, when you play it for a period of time, you kind of get your little shortcuts.
Know where to go.
Know where to go. I just found
That's
it really overwhelming.
My
that
biggest
map.
problem with that campaign, and again, I'm cutting it slack because I know it's age 2013, man. My biggest problem is how it needlessly makes you go to certain places so far away for a mission, and it's trying to show you the map, isn't it? I get what it's doing, but Red Dead Redemption 2 does that in such a better way.
But at least you can get to and from places quicker. The fast travel
Because you can hot swap.
is a lot quicker than it is in bloody Red Dead. Where
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to get.
I like the
somewhere and I'm
EastEnders
like,
thing where you can zoom up. You zoom up and you
Yeah.
pick a new character.
Yeah.
That's really good. And I've noticed for the missions that are anyone can start the mission, if you pick another character, they tend to be near that mission in a weird kind of way. But yeah, it's a good game. I didn't dislike it. I mean,
The achievement
in-
of the map is incredible. Like it's a living.
it's
breathing-
brilliant. It's
It's
brilliant.
very,
But I just
very,
haven't
very
spent
clever.
time bombing around it. And I bet when it first came out, that's what most people did. Like Gadget said, he never beat it. You said you've never beat it.
Yeah.
But I bet you loved just bombing about, didn't you?
Yeah, I just like Gadget says. I just dropped off. I couldn't even tell you how far I got into the game when I did play it. I was doing different missions with the different characters, and I was just kind of like, okay.
The problem
I'm
with
kinda
this
done
game is my favourite missions were near end. Last 3 or 4 missions were best missions in game. Everything else is tail that guy. You got to deliver these drugs to that guy. Go shoot that guy. Do you know what I mean?
And I
And
do
to say-
wonder what GTA 6 will bring, how different that sort of stuff will be, because it's obviously going to have some of that stuff in it, but how far from the formula are they actually going to go with the big
Well,
one?
remember Red Dead Redemption 2? You started a mission and you thought it was a simple, and it used to just envelop into a massive different kind of mission, didn't it? Like naturally, they did it a lot better. But yeah, it's a good game. I give it like a 7 out of 10 in today's parlance for a new player. The gameplay holds it up. It's fun to play. But the main thing I want to
all
talk about
about
is the
online.
hot.
By the way,
Sorry?
online is better, miles better for GTA.
I can imagine it will be because it's just pure gameplay, innit? And you're with mates and you.
Well, there's
having
all
a
different. You
laugh.
don't even need to be with mates. It's just all like there's so much more extra content.
Yeah, I can imagine, but I'm not paying for.
Oh no.
It's uninstalled. It's too big a game to just leave on. But yes, I've been playing the main big PlayStation game of. It's not a PlayStation game. I just wanted to wind you up. About a little robot that goes around collecting things. I've been playing Bzzzt, not Astrobot. Bzzzt. He's like, not the game Astrobot. I've been playing another game about a platforming robot called Bzzzt. 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 If you don't know what Bzzzt is,
No.
Bzzzt is a 2023 fast-paced 2D platform video game. The player controls a small robot in a futuristic environment, mimicking the 8-bit arcades of the 1980s. I've got it on Mac. It's not on PlayStation. This game, it's got an over 90 on Metacritic, but not many people have reviewed it, so you can't count that. This game's fucking brilliant. I don't know if you've ever seen it, ever heard of it, ever even thought about it. I got a code, so I decided to play it. Who remembers Super Meat Boy?
I remember Super Meat Boy.
The first game was brilliant, wasn't it, on Xbox 360?
It was also wicked hard.
Imagine that, but not as hard. And better art style and fucking a story and cute little robot and
I'm looking at the
Lives.
video of looking at the video for it now, it looks like a cross between Celeste and Mega Man.
Celeste is
Rick
how
Dangerous.
Celeste is a better way of saying it than Super Meat Boy. To be fair, thinking about it, yeah. So do you know how Celeste you instantly just teleport back when you die and stuff like that?
Yeah,
That's what I'm coming from with your Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. The little rooms are timed and stuff. You don't have to worry about the time. You don't get anything for getting high scores or anything like that. But it's one of those little Twitch 2D platformers. Probably the best controlling one I've ever played. It's tight. It's tight. And that, I think controls on these games is be all and end all, isn't it?
yeah.
And if you liked Celeste, for instance, and you prefer the platformer with a little bit of levity because Celeste had a lovely story in the background, didn't it? A sad
Yeah, but
story.
it was a bit. Yeah, it was sad and dark.
This is like retrofuturism story where this robot is like, why do I exist? And his creators are like, you're here to save everybody. And it's a bit like Mega Man. Dr. Wily. Like that. It's really fucking good shit. I don't know if the trailer don't get you in, I don't think you'll ever be into it. But
The trailer's got me curious, and I'm just listening to it now, so I can listen to the music. The music is good.
the music is very good. I've plugged my DualSense into my Mac to play it. I'm not playing it on keyboard like a fucking scrotum.
Probably
Big
wouldn't
weird
recommend playing a game like this on keyboard.
No, some idiots will do, though, won't they? I just think I lately, because I can't seem to, like, I've just beat GTA, but that's took me ages to beat. I can't seem to attach to, since Wukong, I can't seem to attach to a game. So these little playing Balatro and these little arcadey games are like feeding me at the moment. I don't know what I'm waiting for because nothing's coming out. I think I really need to take a step back from gaming for a little bit. And this is the nice little cleanser I needed before the gaming hibernation that I'm probably... There's nothing coming out. What's coming out? Fuck all.
Get Astro Bot.
Dragon Quest 3, that's it. There's no...
Legend of Zelda game? Echoes of Wisdom?
No. I've got Visions of Mana to play in the background, haven't I?
Silent Hill 2 remake?
No. I've been playing Visions of Mana still in the background of these other games as well, and that's cooking on gas. That's really good. But yeah, Bzzzt. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Bzzzt.
Just sound like Ruby Rod now.
Carbandellas. It's just a really good, if you like those little Celeste, Super Meat Boy, palate cleanser games, I like to call them. Because there's not much to them. They're just really fun. And I got a review code, so I've reviewed it for you guys, and I give you a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
A Bzzzt out of 10. It's really good. I recommend it. It's only a couple of quid, I bet, as well. Fuck knows how much it is.
Tenner on Steam.
Worth it. Guys, Bzzzt available at all Steam retailers. Stig, what you been up to?
Films. You do
That's why I
computer
need to
games.
start watching more.
I do films. Got 3 films to quickly talk about. The first one is a film which is called I Saw the TV Glow by Jane Schoenbrunn. It's
Isn't it that was like penned as a horror film, but it's not?
yeah, and that's my problem with it.
Yeah. Fuming.
Fuckers.
Justice Smith and Bridget Lundy Payne, and it's about a young teenage boy called Owen who he makes friends with an older girl in school called Maddie, and she introduces him to this kind of weird 90s TV show called The Pink Opaque, which kind of looks like it's riffing off Buffy a little bit, but mixed in with a bit of kind of madness in it, and it's kind of Twin Peak. Imagine kind of
Twilight
Twin Peaks
Zone-y.
slash Buffy, and that's the kind of show that this show is getting at. So it's set in the 90s, and yeah, it's really dull, and I'm one of those. I think I'm one of those people that just doesn't get this film and doesn't get the praise for it. So I'm really, really disappointed because obviously I'd heard really great reviews about it, watched it, and I was just like, the fuck, like the aesthetics and the sound scope and everything, they're great. Like it looks great, it sounds great.
It was penned as a horror film, though.
And yeah, it's everywhere. If you put the genre in and anything IMDb on Letterboxd on Google, it all says horror film.
It's not, though, is it? Oh.
No, the only bit of horror is it's about an hour and 40 this film, and it doesn't actually do any kind of anything that's vaguely horror-like. It's about an hour and 10 in it.
Fucking hell.
It's just drawn out. It's I get what it's going for, and I know what the message is, and I know that it's all about there's a lot of stuff about coming out and being yourself, and there's a trans allegory thing running through it all. It still doesn't mean the film
Fucking woke horror, man.
doesn't make the film good. I know that's the message, and I know that they're trying to put this message out in a kind of weird and different way, but it just completely fell
Pissed it
flat.
off.
Yeah, I was really bored by it. So that was the first one. Now this film is crap too, but I enjoyed myself more than that film.
Yep. I get that.
And I wasn't planning on watching this film, but Amelia wanted to watch a film with me, and she said, "Can we watch this?" And I watched Trap,
Ooh.
Trap. What's Trap?
the latest M. Night Shyamalan film.
Oh, the
Oh.
murder in the stadium.
Starring Josh Hartnett, where about the serial killer, the butcher, who takes his daughter to a concert, and the police get wind that he's going to be there, so they set up a trap.
It's like a Taylor Swift concert, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's this concert. It's in the middle of the day, which, on the surface of things, you would say, why is the concert playing in the middle of the day? The film addresses that, and I actually have to give the film credit in a few instances where
You're giving Shyamalan credit.
I am, because he actually makes a point of putting in the script why she's playing a concert in the middle of the day. He then puts a point in the script later when
There's a curfew at night.
when he lies to the production team of this pop singer about his daughter. He actually puts a line in there to justify them not mentioning anything and not saying anything, and I appreciate that. I appreciate them actually taking the time to just put that tiny little
So
line of dialogue
he covered his bases on that
to
one.
cover his bases, where a lot of films
Yeah.
don't do that. But
Okay.
it's a film that is more centered around his daughter, Salika Shyamalan, and she wrote and produced all the music for this. So she actually created a full.
Oh, it's a Nepo film.
Yeah, big time. It is.
Oh,
Hey, look
no.
how good my daughter is at singing, and look at this. And they put they put a full concert on for it to film round. They sent all the extras, the music, learn this song, sing along, and we will film around it.
That's so cringe.
And that's what it feels like. It is a film in order to try and launch his daughter's singing career. Fair play to her. She can sing, but
But she's not all over TikTok being Chapel Roan, is she?
no, not at all. And, again, fair play that they actually produced and made a whole album of pop songs just for this film. But there's it's just the acting.
Nepotism.
The
mate.
acting is pretty diabolical. Some of the twists and turns are ridiculous. The last two twists in this film, specifically one of them, is so egregious that I just thought, that makes fucking zero sense. What is the point in that?
I you don't have to say yes or no, but I think the twist is the actual pop singer is the killer.
No, nothing like that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
No,
Or
I
is it?
I do want to say the twist, but I don't. 'Cause Candy looks like she's interested in this.
Yeah, I am. I'll always give a Shyamalan a go.
I always
what?
do, and I always
A
regret
what?
it.
Yeah, close enough.
Josh
I
Hartnett.
live in the hope that it
Now
will go
that
back
is
to
a
the
pod
glory
title.
days.
I do as well. I live in the hope that one day we'll get an Unbreakable or Sixth
Yeah.
Sense again. But
Yeah, Unbreakable's so good. I mean, you're just about to mention Josh Hartnett. I like Josh Hartnett as an actor. Is he
Yeah.
good in this?
So the script in this is awful. Like, people talk to each other. I was like, no one talks to each other like this. Like, there's at one point he's having this argument with this a mother of another girl who's kind of been bullying his daughter. And the way the woman speaks to him, I was like, no one talks like that. It's like, it's this weird, stilted, unrealistic dialogue. Josh Hartnett, he is having a blast, but I don't know what he's doing with this film. I can't tell if he's acting really badly or he's doing it on purpose, because his character's just like it has
Cobra Kai all over again.
it has this like close-ups of his face when he's talking to other people, and he's just like, hey, so what's happening here? Yeah. Oh, why is all the police here? Yeah. And I was like, why is he's being really suspicious in the way that he talks. Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to find someone who's suspicious and who could be the killer, and he is acting very suspicious.
And even a
Tone it down.
low-level PCSO could go, you're the killer.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way
Yeah,
you're
like
acting.
it's like tone it down a little bit because you are really giving yourself away. And the other thing that actually bothered me in this film, and it's a side note, is he keeps getting up and leaving his daughter because he's trying to figure out how he can get out of this. And he's
In a concert?
yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he makes good excuses like, oh, I'm going to go to the toilet, or
I need a shit.
I'm going to go get you that T-shirt because they said the T-shirt she wanted was sold out. Said we're going to bring some more in like 10 minutes. He said, and then he goes, oh, I've left my card there, and like he keeps making excuses, and she's like, yeah, I'm having a good time, it's fine. But every time he gets out of his seat and goes into the back, like I don't know
to kill somebody.
if any of you have been to a concert in a stadium.
Yes.
There are people walking around, but there isn't
Yes.
a lot of people, is there? Because they're all
No.
out watching the gig. This place
It's usually the wardens and the security
it
guards.
is packed with people. And I'm like, why is everybody wandering around and not watching the concert? Like, because it makes him look less suspicious. Obviously, if he was constantly walking around when they're trying
You
to
know
get this
why?
killer.
Because Shyamalan's trying to show that his daughter's that good. People have bought tickets just to walk around.
Yeah. And the other thing was, he is at a female pop star concert. He walks into the gents' toilets, and every cubicle and stall and every urinal is full. And that is bullshit. That is the most unrealistic thing in this
You
film.
know this.
I
You
know this from Taylor Swift, where I walked into that bathroom and I was like, "This is amazing," and there was no one in there.
Is
much
this
so they
film
converted
based
all
on your life?
other men
Are you the guy
into-
from Trapped?
I
You
am the
murdered
butcher.
people?
Yes, I have been murdering people, and this is my last modern escapism. I'm now going on the run.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is crap. I knew it would be crap, but at least I
But an enjoyable crap.
enjoyed myself a lot more.
Is it
than
like
that other one.
finding a shit?
I
but,
wasn't
there's
bored.
a peanut in there.
Yeah, I wasn't bored. So
Yeah. I
Right.
get that.
one more, a good film, His Three Daughters by Azazel Jacobs. It's on Netflix.
These three daughters.
His Three Daughters.
His three daughters.
It's on Netflix. It stars Natasha Lyonne, Elizabeth Olsen, and Carrie Coon. And
That's a good cast.
it is about three sisters who go back to New York apartment. Natasha Lyonne is still living there with her father to spend their last dying. Their dad is dying, and they want to spend the last days with him. And it is just this really kind of close knit, claustrophobic story. It only ever leaves the apartment when Natasha Lyonne goes out for a cigarette, or she goes
I'm into
to the
this.
shop for a cigarette. And it was filmed in a real New York apartment. It's on film.
Talkie,
so it's got
mate.
this-
Is it a big talkie?
It's all talking.
Oh, yes.
It's got that like kind of grainy look to it. None of it looks kind of sheen and bright and pretty. It has a bit of New York grunge about it. And
I wanna watch
it is just them. It's three completely different sisters. Carrie Coon plays the kind of matriarchal sister who clearly she had to kind of take over motherly duties when the mother originally passed away. Elizabeth Olsen is a bit more free spirited. You know, she's like doing yoga. She's not.
And Natasha Lyonne's a fucking New Yorker.
And Natasha Lyonne is a New Yorker, but she's
always a New Yorker.
She is very, even though she has a few outbursts in this, she is very subdued. She's not typical, like, brash and in your face. But
I fucking hate men.
yeah, she's not that bad. But but it's really good. Like, it is, let's say it's three sisters with a great script in this small New York apartment, kind of having to deal with their father, like, who's in the other room dying,
Yeah.
and them having to kind of talk to each other about the reason they don't talk that much anymore, or finding out that some of them have actually some interest the same with each other, but they just don't talk, so they don't even know that
It's
about each
critically
other.
loved, mate.
Yeah, it's got really good reviews. I didn't even know anything about it until I heard on it the Empire podcast this weekend. So I was like, I'm
I'm
going to
watch
watch
that. I'm going to watch it tomorrow night.
It's like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes long, so
Beautiful.
it's not even. It's long. 104 minutes it is, but that's
Oh.
including the credits. And yeah, it's really emotional. The final scenes are really, really great. If you have experienced a loved one passing away, especially one from an illness, then it was probably really hit you in the feels. Yeah, it's
I'm down, mate.
very, very good. Really great cast, great writing, really well shot. I will say, which is what they said on the Empire podcast, the opening is really stagey. Like the whole thing is kind of stagey because it's in one location, so it's a bit like a stage play. You can imagine sitting in a theater watching this same film.
Is it like Rope, where it's just one room?
Yeah, it's one apartment. So you do go into other
So
rooms.
There is multiple cameras.
You do
but
go outside,
sparsely used.
Yeah, but you could easily put this on a stage and it would be just as enjoyable. Yeah, so it is quite stagey in its opening. There's like a character gives its like opening monologue and it lasts a few minutes and stuff. So some people have said they're quite put off by that, but just get through that and then watch the rest of the film and you'll just have a good time with a great film and a great script, great actors.
Cinema guy
Pardon me.
brings the thunder.
None of them at
two
the cinema.
shits.
None of them at the
He's got one
cinema.
None of them at the cinema. Oh, you say it's on Netflix, this?
Yeah, it's a Netflix film.
Fucking Mintos. Ooh, brilliant. Gadget?
So a couple to go over, both quite brief because I haven't spent much time with them. First one is a game I've only spent about half an hour with it, Badoodles. This is going to be right up your street.
Okay.
It's a game called Nine Souls.
Nine Souls.
SOLS, so like souls, like
Like the sun.
Yeah.
Not Saul's like Better Call Saul.
No. Oodles, what would you say to a game that was a cross between Hollow Knight
Yep.
and Sekiro?
You had me at the first one.
So this is a 2D action platformer / Metroidvania.
Oh, fuck, that main character looks like a Hollow Knight character, but a cat.
Yeah.
Sig's furious.
Yeah, it's got a bit of an anime vibe to it. Yeah, 2D action platformer developed and published by Red Candle Games, who don't tend to make games like this. They tend to make kind of horror adventure games. You play as Yi, a legendary hero from the past on a quest for revenge to overthrow the titular Nine Souls, who are powerful and tyrannical rulers of a desert realm.
I have too many games to play. I'm looking at this and I'm like,
This is right up your alley.
So the thing is, so it's got that Hollow Knight vibe of kind of the very slow start, the very precise platforming, but it then mixes in the Sekiro thing with being parries and deflect heavy combat.
Yes.
So like you primarily have a sword. All the enemies can have attacks that can be deflected, or you can dodge through them.
Fuck, it's on Mac.
It's on Mac.
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
As you build up your deflects, you accumulate ki or chi, which you unleash on your enemies through something called a reverse deflect, where you kind of dash through them and attack them with some talismans, which explode. I've played half an hour of it so far, and it's really fucking good. So, and it's got a beautiful art style, and yes, you play as a cat god person.
It looks like Hollow Knight.
A little bit like Hollow Knight.
Overwhelmingly positive. I know that doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean much nowadays, but it just looks like fucking Hollow Knight, but in Japan.
So it's got a kind of an Eastern mythology thing, but then also like a sci-fi element to it as well. So it's like it's straddling those two things I quite like. I'd not heard of this, and it wasn't. I was watching one of Iron Pineapple's Steam dumpster diving videos before.
The fucking hell is Iron Pineapple?
It's
a good name.
He's a YouTuber, but he does like Soul series based stuff. And so what he does, he has this series of videos where he goes like looking through Steam for things with the Souls-like tag and seeing like, are these games any good? And
One review here.
He's marked this as one of the best games he's ever played.
Yeah, review here. A rare 10 out of 10 game and the best Metroidvania I've played since Hollow Knight. Surprisingly strong narrative and good platforming art, elevated by its absolute best in genre combat. Fuck me.
Yeah, so I'm going to be all over this.
Fuck me, Richard. I've just found a game. I just said there's nothing coming out.
I'm going to add it to my
Just
wish
when I was
list
getting out, that
because
dragged me back in. It's $24.99 as well. It's not full price.
I've got to finish my other games first.
Yeah.
I've got to.
So
have you guys not beat the Game of the Year, bloody Warhammer, whatever it's called?
I'm still playing through it. I'm taking my time with it. I'm enjoying it, mostly because also there's some weird server issues with it for a single player game, which are getting on me fucking weak. Like it takes fucking ages to load the game.
Why does it need a server?
because there is multiplayer to it, but I'm playing single
Is it
player.
drop in and
Yeah, it's drop in,
Right.
drop out a bit like Gears of War.
That's why.
So
Then that's why.
yeah, but it's like I'll boot the game up and then I can go off, have a piss, have a vape, get a drink, come back, and it's still not loaded in yet.
Two
Like,
shits.
once it's loaded in once, it loads fine. Like it's just
Yeah,
that
but you
initial
can't just
loading.
turn it on.
Yeah, I think that's just also restricted to the PC. I think the consoles do a bit faster.
Have you beat it yet, Stig?
What? No. You know, it takes me ages to get through games.
Yeah, beat it next year.
But the other thing I've been playing, which is a brand new release this week, and it's something I've been looking forward to for a long time. It just hit Game Pass for PC this week. Frostpunk 2.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I was
It's on everything though. It is on everything though.
It is on everything, but it has just hit Game Pass, which is why I picked it up, because obviously I can't afford to keep buying games. It's too many games to buy.
No one fucking can.
So this is a sequel to Frostpunk, which was one of my favourite kind of city builder strategy survival games I've ever played. Concept of the Frostpunk series is based in kind of Victorian England. The world is frozen over, and people have left London and try to find a new place to live. And they have this generator.
Don't blame 'em.
They have this generator in the middle of the city, which heats everything, and you just have to survive. You have to build out your town. You have to find coal.
It's the game with choices, isn't it?
Yeah, you got choices like, do you force the children to work, or do you make people work longer shifts to keep food production going? Who do you send out to explore? That kind of thing.
Again, the children.
Yeah, probably. So Frostpunk came out about 5 or 6 years ago, and now Frostpunk 2's just come out this week, and it basically just expands on it. It's set 30 years after the first Frostpunk, so the person who played in the first one was the captain, who was like leading people on the expedition that then set up New London. 30 years later, he's passed away, and you are now the steward of New London, and everything's starting to fall apart. You're running out of coal where you are. You need to find another way to power the generator, and you need to find oil. Oil is the thing in this game. You need to find
our world.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't in the last game. It is in this game.
All right.
But everything's kind of falling apart. You need to pull the things together. There's also a new mechanic in it where, because it's been kind of 30 years of constant ice age, there is now permafrost. So you can't build things until you clear the frost. So you have to basically almost de-ice the area around you. But you have to then you have to commit workers to that, which means sometimes you have to take them off production.
Well, they were massive tins of Carplan spray. Trying to de-ice the fucking ground.
No, it's all mechanized. But yeah, it's fucking beautiful. It's one of the most pretty. It's one of the prettiest bleak-looking games I've ever played. The detail actually in the kind of the buildings you place in the city is massively increased, so you can see a lot more of what's going on. There's a lot finer detail going. The internal politics system, where you have the council, has been revamped, where you have like 5 or 6 factions within your cities, and you have to kind of make them happy. So you have to kind of like, vote for my thing here, and I'll set up a vote for your thing, or I'll give you this. You have to play politics with these people.
Mm-hmm.
And then inevitably the weather gets worse, things get colder. Do you get people to hunker down near the generator and put it into overdrive for a few months, or do you make them work harder in the coal fields or food preparation, that kind of thing? It's bleak as fuck, and it's very high pressure game. Like, there's constantly something going wrong that you have to attend to that kind of screws your plans for expansion or for improving your city. It's fucking brilliant. It's really good. It is just more Frostpunk, and I really, really enjoy it because I love the first game. And this is just, it's more of it. I
saw some negativity around the sequel.
There was some when there was a beta test of it in, I want to say early summer, and there were some mechanics people didn't like, so they put it back by a couple of months and they reworked them all.
Oh, cool.
I thought it was something simpler, like they asked for your pronouns at the beginning of the game. It's fucking shit.
I was just about to say, is one of the leads a woman?
It's shit. How dare you ask me when the world's ended what pronouns I've got?
I mean, technically you're non-binary in this one because they just refer to you as the steward. You don't have pronouns.
How dare they force me to be non-binary?
You are neither male nor female.
I was born with these chromosomes.
Yeah, it's basically if you enjoyed Frostpunk, you'll enjoy this one. It's just more.
I hope people don't pull me out of context on some of these things I joke about.
I'm building up a bank of clips.
Welcome to my world.
No, yours in context is still bad. Fucking hell, pal. Fucking hell, pal.
So yeah, two good games from this year for people to look into: Nine Souls and Frostpunk 2.
Nine Souls is fucking having it.
I know. I've looked at it. I'm like, all right, that's wishlist. And then the problem is, I put it into my Steam wishlist now, and I looked at the other games I've wishlist for later. And I'm like, they all look mint as well. I just need to get on it at some point.
Yeah, my Steam.
You need to do what I do to myself. I do it with books. I do it with films. I do it with games. Like today is that day that I'm going to get through some of these.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Try.
Like I've got,
and what best thing for your backlog as well.
Sinar one that you talked about, Stig. I've got that on my wish list as well.
Play the short games first. Go through your short games first.
I'll be honest, Gadget. It kind of trails off.
Oh, does it?
I wouldn't worry too much.
Kick it off. Kick it off the list.
You get to like the third. After you've done like the third level, I think it's like 3 of 5 or 6. You're just kind of like, this is very samey, and now it's been difficult for difficult's sake, and. Yeah, I dropped off it. It started so well and it was really intriguing and interesting, but yeah, I wouldn't waste my time.
Anyone wants to gift me 9 Souls on Steam for all this content now. I've got Visions of Mana to sit through. To be fair, Biggie, what you been doing?
A bit of a Biggie week. I'm still playing.
He says
God
that every fucking week.
I've just defeated Garm, so you kind of know where I am at in that game.
Yeah,
does that make sense to anyone? The big dog.
First half hour.
No. That is quite far into
way into it. It's like 10, 15 hours in.
I don't know about you, Biggie. I did not like those 2 levels until you got to the Garm fight. Like they just go on.
It's the one in Helheim, isn't it?
Yeah,
Helheim.
Well, it's the 2 levels back to back in Helheim.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's just a bit of padding in this game that isn't necessary.
It's not as good as the first one.
No. But I don't know. I'm still enjoying it. It's fine. And
do you play like half an hour a day or something like that?
No, a few hours if I can. Just not as much as I want to because of time. I've been watching Rings of Power. Quite enjoying that so far. Like you said, it's going to end soon. But yeah, you guys already covered it, so I'm not going to talk about that. If I may, I just want to mention another podcast that I have been listening to whilst we're working.
Nope.
This was also referenced by Kieran in the Discord as well.
I said nope.
And it's called Best Games Ever Podcast. I don't think we've mentioned it. It's by the guys from VG 24/7. And their pod has their host Jim Trinker and Tom Orry. And then they have various other guests with them as well. And each week they discuss a topic based on the title, Best Games Ever, but, and then each week it's a different subject. So you get one where you get to eat a pie. It's got a pub. You wanted the game as a child but never got. Called a clone of another. It's about gods that isn't God of War. And basically, each week they just have that topic and they debate. They bring a game of choice.
I don't get what you mean. I don't understand what you're saying.
So it's called Best Games Ever, and then one of them will be where
I understand
you get to eat
the English
pie.
language.
So each guest brings a game of choice.
Yes. And you've got to fit a game into that category.
And each guest brings a game. They debate. They present their game. Go, this is why I've chosen this. And then they have a little fun debate around it. And then Jim picks the winner out of the 3. And it's just a bit of fun. It's literally a really easy pod you can have on the background. It's just really easy listening.
Sounds shit. I'm joking.
It's not. It's really good fun.
I'm joking.
For the example, the game with gods that isn't about God of War, the 3 choices were Immortals, Phoenix Rising, Black and White, and The Sims. And they debated each game and they picked one that was the winner.
Black and White.
It's fun to listen to. It's a lot of humour. Very silly, just a good, fun pod.
Right.
That's it.
You all going to go out and listen to that?
I might. I'll give it a try.
I'm listening to it now.
No, you're not. Maybe you're listening to fucking Damu Borgir or something.
Video Games 24/7 website, they'd have that pod, and it's just nice, fun listen. Nice, easy listening.
Yeah, man. I do like concept podcasts, so I probably will give it a little try on me ears. It's free, isn't it? It don't cost you a penny.
And Tom Ori and another guy called Connor that they have on are really funny. They have lots of arguments between them.
I've never heard of them, but I'm sure they're lovely gents. Lovely gentlemen. Cool.
That's it.
Fair play to a little indie podcast like that. Let's shout it out. Probably not indie either. They probably work for a fucking company.
VG
It's only
24/7.
going for
Said 3
about a
times.
year.
I don't know what that is.
It's a website. Fucking hell, Oodles.
What? I don't know a certain website out of the trillions that exist.
The amount of fucking news articles that we get from VG 24/7.
Do I read them? No.
This is your pulse, your finger, all the way over here.
Stig, how much do you like VG 24/7?
I mean,
He's been quiet because he's never been on it either.
I probably posted stuff from it, but just I don't really pay attention where I post things from.
Probably, mate. Probably.
I just
right.
see headlines and articles and go, yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Same, mate. Speaking of idiots, what have our listeners been?
I feel like an idiot bringing that one up. Thanks.
I'm joking, mate. I'm going to listen to it. I do like new podcasts.
I don't want you to listen to it.
I fucking am, and I'm going to fucking write in and go, I'm glad I discovered you guys all on my own. You're the best podcast I've ever listened to.
So, feedback. Our resident filthmonger himself, that F-King guy, has said, this week I've been mostly in Berlin, eating donuts for breakfast, drinking far too much coffee, and walking the entire city on foot. Much to my partner's displeasure. We racked up 30 miles in over 4 days. I'd have been happy to just...
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I'd have been happy to just wander around looking at street art all day, but we also saw the culture and history side of things as well. Be rude not to. Saying that, we saw the Warhol exhibition on show there, and that was all cocks and bumholes, so it was ruder going to a gallery.
I went to Berlin, and I went into an outdoor swimming pool thing where everyone was naked.
Nice.
in the middle of the city, and that's my takeaway from that city.
Probably the most unique thing outside the usual sites would be seeing Monster Cabinet, an art project made by engineers and artists that inhabits a tiny cellar in some back alleys in an arts district in Mitte, made out like a rundown amusement park where the mechanical creatures have taken on a mind of their own and dance and sing to original music created for the show, which mostly consists of dance techno-industrial metal thrown into a blender and spat out through every fuzzbox and battered old amp they could get their hands on.
I like the sound of that.
You can't take any photos or film inside, so I've got nothing I can show as an example. You have to actually go there and experience it.
But if you didn't camera phone it, you didn't exist.
10 out of 10 would recommend the whole place. I'd actually consider moving there given a choice. So, question time. Where would you like to move to if you could? Assuming you didn't just win the lottery and taking into account that holidays in some places are fine, but you'd also have to make a living.
I've got an answer. I'd like to move to that house that I got accepted for a mortgage in March, please. That'd be nice. That's my wish.
Malaysia.
I think Singapore, because
Stig's house.
It's very expensive, though.
yeah, but what I mean is if I have to live there, I know that it's quite English speaking in some businesses as well, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, same as Hong Kong as well.
So I wouldn't struggle with the language barrier, but I've seen pictures and things, and it looks like it.
Cool, isn't it?
It looks great, and it's close to
Beautiful.
places like Japan and Vietnam and
Malaysia.
Australia and that kind
North
of side.
Korea.
That side of the world where you could go probably a lot quicker and easier than I could living in the UK.
Yeah, it's like you live in the UK, you can go to France and Spain really easily, but if you lived in Singapore, you could go to Japan and Korea easier. Yeah.
But the language barrier wouldn't be as bad as it would. I could say Japan, but the language barrier and everything would just be, I'd be fucked.
You'd be surprised how many people speak English in Japan. Quite surprising.
I'd always fancied living in the United States, but I don't want to be killed by a Cybertruck or a Trump supporter. So
I did in the 90s when we didn't have access to the internet that showed the real side of the US. Yeah. When we only saw it in TV.
You know
and
the
film.
trick with the States. You know the trick with the States. If you live on either of the coasts, you're all right.
I know this from experience.
You're all right.
Say that to Tupac.
Don't.
Also, don't be in a gang.
Also, don't
be in a gang.
No, for me, New Zealand. I'd really love to live in New Zealand.
God, living at Edoras.
Yeah, I want to live a Hobbit lifestyle. No, but they're the part of the people down there are really lovely. The country's got a really nice way of life.
They've got the same sense of humour as the British.
It's got similar climate to the British, just reversed months, reverse seasons.
Less spiders than Australia.
Less spiders than Australia. And
Less
also
snakes.
Yeah, and also not too far from places like Malaysia, Singapore, Japan, all that, quicker to fly to those places than it would be from here.
And you can still worship King Charles like you do over here.
They speak English. You can do all the helicopter flights over where Viggo Mortensen and they all ran.
Sean Bean.
Yeah, the mountain Sean Bean climbed up and down every day for work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you've got more likelihood being cast in Peter Jackson's next film if you live in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Because he just uses people from streets, doesn't he, as extras?
That's why all the orcs in Uruk-hai speak Cockney.
Yeah, it's the place that the furthest place I'd want to go is New Zealand. Because I've travelled world, but I never got to New Zealand. And it's the one that looks like heaven.
Mm.
It's got the best climate I've ever seen ever for a southern hemisphere fucking country. Looks amazing. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. On that one. Candy, where would you like to live? Transylvania.
Oh, do you know what I was going to say? Outback Canada, but actually Transylvania sounds pretty cool. Do you know what I'd like to go to that?
Don't go in there. There's a witch in the woods.
I don't know if I'd be able to live there because it depends how quickly things from Amazon can get to you. But I've always wanted to go to Svalbard.
Svalbard. It's never nighttime, is it?
Well, it depends what time of the year.
Is it
the year you go?
Isn't that the 30 Days of Night place?
I think so.
No,
I think
that's Nome, Alaska.
It's where the
Well, it's like the most northerly, most northerly towns.
Norwegian, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd love to.
It's in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, I'd love to experience it because I don't know. The thought of maybe like doing 6 months or something completely or more or less cut off from something sounds pretty sweet. I think if you were to live the lifestyle, it might be a bit different.
You do know in Svalbard it's a legal requirement to carry a rifle with you when you're outside
for the polar bears. Mm. I'd be all right with that.
You're told not to go anywhere if you don't know what you're doing, and always be with a guide. All tourists are just like, you don't go anywhere without your guide.
It's fine because I don't go
die.
out normally. I just like being in my house. But no, I'd probably like.
I'd probably get
to
good
Svalbard.
internet connection.
Why move to Svalbard?
Yeah,
That's the next podcast. So we'll have to Svalbard.
But yeah, maybe Canada because it's kind of like America Light, isn't it? It's got all the good parts of
and none
the
of the
States.
guns.
None of
It's
the guns.
America's hat.
Yeah, and it's kind of got a British sense. In fact, everyone's grandparents in Canada are British anyway.
I also know why you want to go to Canada. You fucking love ice hockey.
I do love ice hockey.
And they fucking love... And I bet you like Tim Hortons as well, don't you?
I do like Tim. I really should be an honorary Canadian.
You should be. You should be.
Be up for a
I
boyfriend
can see
with
you
no
like...
teeth. Be fine.
You see, I'm moving to Edmonton, eh? I'm going. Nova Scotia, eh?
You have strong opinions
see
on
it,
Canada Gooses.
I do.
You'd be shit in Quebec because they all speak French.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the sort of, no.
Quebecois.
It'd be like maybe Toronto, north of Toronto.
Did you ever get round to watching Letterkenny?
No.
You should watch that.
I watched the clips that you sent me.
Rural Canadians.
Yeah, that was funny. They're like the fucking the Hicks of Canada, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Biggie, where do you want to live? Sorry,
Biggie.
hang on. We haven't asked Biggie. England.
Yeah, I did. I said Malaysia.
There we go.
Oh,
Right, moving on. Because time. Xenos has said, been playing a lot more Helldivers and Last Epoch this week. Don't have a huge amount more to add, except that Helldivers weapon changes in this patch have made it a whole lot more fun because you could actually bring weapons based on enjoying them rather than needing them now. Robot factories and bug nests can be damaged by any explosive weapon rather than needing specific things to damage them. Almost every stratagem can now at least damage heavily armoured enemies, and you can break through the most heavily armoured ones by peeling their armour off with sustained orbital fire. Bile Titans look weird with their shells removed. They do.
You guys still playing that?
No, I haven't touched it in months. No. I got about like 50 solid hours out of it and really enjoyed my time with it. And
Yeah, I think I'm about 50 hours on it.
And then I was happy with it.
Yeah.
Other games came out and moved on, and it's just, I'm sure I can go back to it.
Well, The controls are simple enough, aren't they? It's not one of those tricky games to play.
You were constantly fucking around with the controls. You were having an awful time with the controls when you were playing it.
Yeah, so that's me. I was scared of the real people next to me. They frightened me, real people.
I know. Mike Halstead said, I've been watching Bones with Beck. It's a new obsession. I've tried playing...
Oh, it's not called Bones with Beck.
No, Bones with his partner
I thought you meant Beck the singer. But he meant his missus.
And a Partridge, new title for a show.
Bones with Beck. Sorry.
I've just now got this image of Beck like examining a body in a TV show. He's
Bones.
a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me?
Definitely Bones. Bones with Beck.
He goes on to say, I tried playing a couple of games. The first, Dragon's Dogma and Disco Elysium. Not really played enough to form opinions yet. Most of my time has been spent planning our wedding, which is happening on the 19th of October.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yay!
Is it the first Emmy wedding?
He's finally
Is
going to
it?
get shagged.
Had to bring it forward because two of our best mates are moving to Australia at the end of October, so we have 6 weeks to plan and sort everything out.
You got
Fucking
this.
hell.
But everything is
Got this,
booked and
bro.
ready to go. Fucking hell.
Whoever
Oh,
spoons will
that's
have you.
exciting.
We want
Oh,
pictures,
wedding.
Mike.
We want
Candy's already
invites,
buying
Mike.
a hat. Yeah, Candy's already buying a hat.
Oh, the wedding, not the wedding night.
I want pictures of the night. In the boudoir. Yes, congratulations, mate.
Don't invite oodles, you'll get naked and run around.
Guess what? I'm marrying them.
It's not a conventional relationship you all three of you have.
No, I'm doing the ceremony.
Who let you have responsibility?
I'm going to put ladies, gentlemen, variations thereupon. Welcome to this wedding.
You haven't watched Schitt's Creek? I'll say you'll come in like Moira at the end of Schitt's Creek with a fucking poop hat on.
That's an option. It's happening.
Last up, Best Boy Kurt Lewin has said, this week I finished what is now my top 3 games of the year, just behind Prince of Persia and Balatro, which is Tactical Breach Wizards. I've talked about this before, but if you enjoyed Into the Breach, you seriously need to get this played as soon as possible. It took me around 17 to 18 hours to get through the campaign, and I can see myself going back to it to complete some side missions. I've now gone back to playing The Crew Motorfest, a seriously underrated open-world arcade racer, which anyone who liked Forza Horizon should play, as I personally think
That's
it's
good fun.
better.
Ooh.
Film-wise, I saw that The Prestige was leaving Amazon soon, so I stuck it on after remembering Biggie's praise for it a few weeks ago. It was excellent, and definitely my favourite Chris Nolan film. I've never been as into Nolan films as much as others, with the exception of the Batman films, although granted I've not seen a few of them still, but I appreciate the story was gripping but not too complicated, with twists that didn't require me to start reading up about after the film to understand. Looking at you, Inception. I'm so glad I got round to it.
It is a simple film, actually, when you think about it, and that's kind of its appeal.
Well, that's what helps it sell the twist.
I think it's just a lovely film to watch, and by the end you go, I know exactly what happened. There's twists and turns, but it's like, conclusion.
Yeah. Unlike Inception and Interstellar.
If he forgets a lot of that, Christopher Nolan, as he went on.
I never found Inception that.
No, it's not that bad, is it? It's just sometimes you can lose your place in the.
Tenant's meant to be the one that's the head fuck in it.
Tenant's not that bad. I don't think Tenant's that bad. As
still
long as
haven't
you
watched that one.
go into it knowing that it's not in chronological order, that film, you're all right. That's all you need to know.
Finally, I also finished Journey Under the Midnight Sun. I've now read 3 Igashino books, and this was my least favourite of the 3, but still enjoyable. It was a murder mystery, but the story focus wasn't as focused on the investigation as his previous books. It was more upon the relationship between the different characters linked to the murder victim, and that made it not as interesting to me. Now I've moved on to a football book called Coming Home, which is a Derby County book about the COVID seasons and our administration period, which included relegation. So not a cheery read for a Derby fan, but I do find it quite interesting nonetheless. I won't bring it up again, though, as it's definitely an acquired taste. But you can bring it up. Let us know if you enjoyed it at the end.
Absolutely. You never know. I might find it in a bargain bucket.
I think you're going to read a book about Derby County.
No, I'm using it as kindling.
Bless.
Fuck Derby, dickheads.
Right, that's the end of the feedback.
As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in our show notes and in our Discord. Because it's cool. And it's full of idiots that talk. Even when I'm not there, they just talk without me. How rude.
I know, right?
How rude. It's a great place to meet singles like Candy. It's a great place to just talk about nerdy stuff. Please join it. And consider becoming a patron because you get all of our lovely, lovely goodness that I really don't need to explain to you because all you just need to do is trust me. None of you have trusted me.
No, not as far as I can throw you.
No, and you can throw me quite far.
I can.
You could probably get a shot put record throwing me. Anyway, it's usually where we end the show, but it's before that. We like to twist your minds as we enter the Candyland. Please do not adjust your set.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
I was looking over the last week, and before you judge me, there is a reason, and I'll explain it to you in a minute. I was looking at trying to register Panda as an emotional support animal, not because I need an emotional support animal. However, if I'm gonna have to rent again at any point soon, if you have got a registered
She won't
support
class
animal,
as a pet, will she?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
Hey.
I was thinking, do you think the first emotional support animals were parrots for pirates?
It's
they're
a
not.
solid hypothesis.
There must have been a lot of parrots around back in the pirate day because they all had them, didn't they?
Only
wasn't
from
dinosaurs,
that's from
so it's not
Robert
that.
Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. It's not from pirate lore. It's just what he created and everyone copied it.
Yeah, they've all got peg legs. They've all got parrots.
No, he started that.
And eye patches. All of them.
Barbosa has a monkey.
The reason that
So that was
pirates
an
talk
emotional
like
support
that is
animal.
because the first on-screen pirate had that accent.
I've got that accent. Am I a pirate?
He were from
Exactly.
Bristol,
Yes.
wasn't he?
No.
Yes, he was from Bristol. That's why pirates talk like that in modern days, because that's why I've told you before, vampires sound Italian because of Bela Lugosi.
So you all
Get what
take the
I'm
piss
saying?
out of my accent, but I sound like a pirate. So actually, it's pretty fucking cool.
So, Candy, if Panda becomes your emotional support cat, and you know there are some contractual obligation for him to act as an emotional support pet, are you going to get him his own emotional support pet?
Oh, I think I'm going to have to, aren't I?
But
Why don't
also, why would you do that when you're in an abusive relationship? It sounds like you're being Stockholm syndromed a little bit.
I can change him.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
They all say it, Candy. They all say that.
This looks
No,
a
I
bad
can change
boy.
him.
He's like
You
5
don't
years
see him
old
behind
now. You've not
closed
changed him
doors.
yet.
You don't know what he's like when he's good. I've heard it
Exactly.
before. From now on, it's just me and the kids, no men. Fuck
Last
off.
time I seen him, he pulled a knife on us.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
his claws.
No, he carries a knife around.
But back to which was the first. I don't get to be parrot. I bet it is dogs from when men first domesticated.
Oh, I'm
dogs.
sure from like farming and stuff. Surely, yeah.
Yeah,
But cats
yeah,
as
been-
well. Like cats were around for. In
I
ancient
reckon
Egypt.
cats still aren't domesticated. I reckon they just know which side the bread's buttered.
Look,
Yeah.
the Egyptians worship cats as gods, and cats have not forgotten this.
They haven't forgotten it. Cats think that you're their pet, and they allow you to live in their
They
house.
do. They
allow
do
you
actually
to-
believe that.
to
They
feed them.
They think.
I know.
They think we're cute.
They think we're cute. Yeah, they've done
Apparently,
neurological-
elephants think we're cute as well.
Yeah,
They
they do. And do you know?
I would like an emotional support elephant. Can I? Have
Yeah.
This is a
So
mad
would we.
tangent. Do you know an elephant, a full-grown like African bull elephant, would pick up a baby human gently and look at it
Aww.
without hurting it,
And then
That's
yeet it
cute.
across the savannah.
Yes.
throw it across the hemispheres,
Fuck
and
off,
wish
baby.
for the best. Fuck off. But yeah, it's probably dogs, cats, mammals. I reckon men bred with not bred. Fucking hell.
What?
No, men
What?
What are they got up
bonded.
to in fucking West Yorkshire?
Not much. Men
Dog
bonded
shagging.
with mammals first, I reckon, and then like birds came second. Like falconeers, they were probably quite a big thing, weren't they? Like
I mean,
hunting
they would,
birds.
yeah, but they were work animals, weren't they? I mean, a parrot's not doing anything for a pirate, other
It is,
than
it's reiterating his commands and asking for crackers.
I want a cracker. I want a cracker.
It's a good hypothesis, and it needs more thorough and more scientific investigation, I think, Andy. So we'll leave it at that. It's good, though. I like it. Thanks for listening. If you're not a patron, this is the end of the show. Patrons, we'll see you in a minute. You know where you see us, you know, and the bike shed. Everyone else, ta-da!
bye.
I do like those odd occasions where the kids are acting up and just on the recording when I'm editing, I hear you've gone off and you go, "Will you shut the fuck up?" You're proper Yorkshire.
Daddy's trying to work.